Very good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the chapter solutions in the second year chemistry. What is a solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture of solute and a solvent. Or we can say a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more components. Means two components, solute and solvent, are present in the solution, which makes a solution. So, what is homogeneous? If the physical properties of all the components or all the parts of the solution is the same anywhere in the solution, then we can call it as a homogeneous mixture. So, solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more components. The components of the solution are, we can say, solute and solvent. The component which is present in the lesser quantity is called solute, and the component which is present in the larger quantity is called solvent. Let us take one example, salt solution. Here we have taken salt in the lesser quantity, so we can call it as a solute. And the water we have taken the larger quantity, so we can call it as a solvent. So we can say solute plus solvent becomes solution. Here are the some examples of solutions. Let us see a gas in a gas. The best example is air. Here we have taken solute as a oxygen. Oxygen is a solute and the nitrogen is present in the larger quantity, so it is acts as a solvent. So another examples of the solution is soda water. It is a best example for the gas in liquid. So here the carbon dioxide is solute and water is the solvent. Next, generally we are using in our houses vinegar. In the vinegar, solute is acetic acid and solvent is water. Here both are present in liquid state. It's a best example for liquid solutions. Next example is sugar syrup. Here we are taken sugar as the solute and water is the solvent. Next, the best example for liquid in solid. This is the best example for a solid solution. Here the mercury acts as a solute and the solvent silver acts as a solvent, and it becomes the dental amalgam. What we are using, white cement, we are generally call it as. And the next best example is solid in solid solutions. The best example is zinc amalgam and the formation of brass alloy from zinc, copper. These are the best examples for various types of solutions. Water is called universal solvent. Why it is called universal solvent? Because it can be dissolved more number of solutes in it. So we can call it as a universal solvent. If water acts as a solvent, then that type of solutions are called aqueous solutions. The solutions in which water acts as a solvent, it is called aqueous solutions. I repeat, aqueous solutions. The solutions in which water is not a solvent, those are called non-aqueous solutions. Non-aqueous solutions. The best example are alcohol. Alcoholic solutions in which alcohol acts as a solvent. The next type of solutions are dilute solutions and concentrated solution. If the solute amount is very less when compared to the solvent amount, then we can call it as a dilute solution. If solute amount is more, then it is called concentrated solution. For example, if you take two types of solutions, if the solvent quantity is same, in one beaker, if you add a spoon of sugar and another beaker, if you add 5 spoons of sugar, then the second beaker solution is called concentrated, and the first beaker solution is called as dilute solution. And dilute and concentrated are relative terms. Type of solutions. There are three types of solutions basing on the amount of solute that is dissolved in a particular amount of the solvent. The types are saturated solution, unsaturated solution, supersaturated solution. If the amount dissolved or the dissolved solute is exactly equal to the solubility of the solution, then it is called saturated solution. If the solute amount is less than that of the solubility of the solution, then it is called unsaturated solution. If the amount of the solute is more than that of the solubility of the solution, then it is called supersaturated solution. Type of classification of the solutions are three types: gaseous solutions, liquid solutions, and solid solutions. If the solvent is gas, then we can call them as gaseous solutions. The best example is air. And if the solvent is liquid, then we can call it as a liquid solution. If the solvent is solid, then we can call them it as solid solutions. Here are some examples of different types of solutions basing on the solvent, whether it is gas or liquid or solid. Next, very important term is, what is solubility? Solubility is the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in 100 grams of a water or solvent at a specific temperature and pressure. So what is meant by solubility? The amount of solute, not amount, it is the maximum amount of solute that could be dissolved in 100 grams of a solvent at a given temperature and pressure. So it's very important term in the chemistry. So already we know that the solubility term. Solubility means the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a particular amount of solvent. So what are the factors that influences the solubility? The first factor is nature of solute and solvent. If there is a stronger attraction between solute and the solvent, then greater will be the stability. So like dissolves in like means polar substances tend to solve in polar solvents. So again repeating, polar substances dissolve in polar solvents. Non-polar substances dissolve in non-polar solvents. Another important factor of solubility is temperature. Generally, the solubility of solute in liquid solvents increases with increasing temperature. But we can not say like this. There are some substances. If you see this graph, the sodium chloride solubility will be constant throughout the rise of temperature. So it doesn't, the solubility of sodium chloride doesn't depends upon the temperature. If you take the potassium nitrate, the solubility of potassium nitrate increases with the increase of temperature. If you take some substances, the solubility will goes on decreases by the rise of temperature. For example, if you take the sodium nitrate, so we can say the temperature as not a fixed factor that affects the solubility of the solution. Coming to the next, another important term of the solutions is concentration of a solution. So the concentration of a solution is the mass or volume of the solute present in a given amount of solvent or a solution. For example, a 10% aqueous solution of common salt contains 10 grams of sodium chloride per 100 grams of the solution. That is 10 grams of sodium chloride dissolved in 90 grams of the water. Concentration is the very important factor regarding the solutions. Concentration of a solution can be expressed either quantitatively or qualitatively. Means it can be expressed for the dilute solutions as well as the concentrated solutions. What are the different terms we are using to express the concentration of a solution? Mass percentage, parts per million. What is meant by mass percentage? Mass of the component of the solution by total mass of the solution into 100. Parts per million, the mass of the component in solution divided by total mass of the solution into 10 power 6. Generally, the parts per million term is used in the solutions where the solute is present in very lesser quantity when compared to the solvent. Another important terms in order to express the concentration of the solution are mole fraction, molarity, molality. The mole fraction of a component is equals to the moles of the number of moles of a component to the total number of moles of all the components. Molarity. Molarity is the number of moles of solute present in 1 liter of the solution. Molality. Molality is represented with the letter small m. It is the number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of the solvent. Because both moles and mass do not change with temperature, molality is not temperature dependent quantity. So to the solutions which doesn't depends upon temperature, we generally use the term molality to express the concentration. So the concentration of the solution can be expressed in various terms like molarity, molality, mole fraction, percentage. The percentage means mass by volume percentage or mass percentage, volume percentage and parts per million. Percentage. This is based on the mass or volume of the component of the solution. It is of 4 types. The first one is mass percentage, mass by volume percentage or volume by mass percentage. Finally, volume by volume percentage. Let us take one example. 5% mass by mass solution means 5 grams of the solute dissolved in 95 grams of the solvent. And 10 grams of the mass by volume solution means 10 grams of solute is dissolved in 100 ml of the solution. 5% solution means 5% volume by mass means 5 ml of solution is dissolved in 100 grams of the solvent. And 15% volume percent means the 15 ml of solute dissolved in 85 ml of the solvent. Let us take one numerical regarding the mass percentage of the solution. Suppose 10 grams of the sodium chloride is dissolved in 50 grams of the water. Calculate the mass percentage of the solution. So the mass percentage is equal to mass of the solute by mass of the solution into 100. Here the mass of the solute is 10 and mass of the solution is 10 plus 50, that is equal to 60. So the mass percentage of the solution is equal to 10 by 60 into 100, which is equal to 16.66 percentage. To the another important factor of the concentration term, which is molarity. Molarity can be defined as the number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. Let us take one example. Suppose 1 mole of which means 40 grams of sodium hydroxide is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution, then it is said to be 1 molar solution. Similarly, if half mole means 20 grams of sodium hydroxide is dissolved in 1 liter of the solution, then it is said to be 0.5 molar solution. So molarity can be calculated using the formula molarity is equal to number of moles of solute by volume of the solution in ml. Molarity can be calculated using another formula using the mass of the solute and gram molecular mass of the solute. We know that number of moles is equals to mass by weight or gram molecular weight. Therefore, molarity is equal to mass of the solute by gram molecular mass of the solute into 1000 by volume of the solution in ml. It is very important formula regarding the calculation of molarity. Let us consider one problem to calculate the molarity of the solution. Calculate the molarity of the solution containing 4 grams of sodium hydroxide in 500 ml of the solution. Here what is given and what we have to find out. Here we have to find out the molarity of the solution. Given the mass of the solute sodium hydroxide is 4 grams. We know that the gram molecular weight of the sodium hydroxide is 40 grams. And also given that the volume of the solution is 500 ml or 500 cc. So using the formula, we can calculate molarity of the solution is equal to mass of the solute by gram molecular weight of the solute into 1000 by volume of the solution. That is 4 by 40 into 1000 by 500, which is equals to 0.2 molar. So therefore, the molarity of the solution is equal to 0.2 molar. Another important factor of the term concentration term molality can be defined as the number of moles of solute that is dissolved in 1000 grams or 1 kg of the solvent. Here we have to consider the mass of the solvent in kg. For example, 1 mole of sodium carbonate whose molecular mass is 106 grams is dissolved in 1000 grams of the solvent, then it is said to be 1 molar solution. If only half of the mole, mean that is 53 grams of sodium carbonate is dissolved in 1000 grams of the solvent, then the solution is said to be half molar solution or 0.5 molar. The molarity of the solution can be calculated using the formula mass of the solute by gram molecular weight of the solute into 1000 by solvent mass in grams. Consider one numerical problem regarding the calculation of molality. Calculate the molality of the solution containing 5.3 grams of sodium carbonate in 500 grams of water. Here it is given that the mass of the solute sodium carbonate is equal to 5.3 grams, and we know that the gram molecular weight of the solute sodium carbonate is equal to 106 grams, and it is given that weight of the solvent 500 grams. So we have to calculate the molality using the formula mass of the solute by gram molecular weight of the solute into 1000 by solvent mass in grams. Molality of the solution is equal to 5.3 by 106 into 1000 by 500, which is equals to 1 by 10. Therefore, the molality of the solution is equal to 0.1 molal. Another important factor of the concentration term is mole fraction. Mole fraction of any component in a solution is the number of moles of the component divided by total number of moles of all the components in the solution. It is denoted by the letter X or Xi. The mole fraction of a component X is equals to number of moles of the component divided by total number of moles of the solution. Consider one numerical regarding this mole fraction. A solution is prepared by dissolving 1 mole of ethyl alcohol in 3 moles of water, where Na and Nb represents the number of moles of ethyl alcohol, and calculate the mole fraction of ethyl alcohol and mole fraction of water. Therefore, the mole fraction of ethyl alcohol is equals to Na by Na plus Nb. that is equals to 1 by 1 plus 3, which is equals to 1 by 4, which is equal to 0.25. The mole fraction of water is equals to NB by Na plus Nb, which is equal to 3 by 1 plus 3, that is equals to 3 by 4, which is equals to 0.75. Therefore, the mole fraction of the ethyl alcohol is equal to 0.25 and the mole fraction of water is equals to 0.75. The sum of the mole fraction of all the components in a solution is always equals to unity. Here we have taken two components, ethyl alcohol and water, whose mole fraction sum is equals to 1 always. So with this I conclude my lesson. The concentration terms of the solution. Have a good day. Thank you.